Son Locksmith LLC. Today with a new video. We have a Maserati in the shop. Yeah. Basically, ambient temperature sensor fault because of a whole bunch of issues with temperature related issues with this car. Basically, what I found out, I took off the bumper and everything, and when I took off the bumper, I first noted this that was broken. So I was like, this car has been in a crash. And I couldn't find any diagrams for this Maserati. And then this cable, which is the ambient temperature sensor cable, is hidden away over there behind the headlight and everything. So that's why I never found it. You could also see how they chipped off this. But basically, I'm getting a new ambient temperature sensor. I gotta make my own connector for it since this connector is gone or destroyed already. And I'll be back in a minute. So right now we're just eating. Finish the job. Ambient temperature sensor is located down here. So what I did, basically what you can do is you can get away with putting a Dodge Charger ambient sensor, but it has to be the same year. And I just snugged it right there where it won't fall. I had to rewire a new connector, and right now everything's working, so that's a good part. It looks like it was crashed on that side, so I'm guessing whoever wanted to replace it just snug the connector down there instead of fixing the cable, fixing the wiring, and they didn't know where the problem was coming from. But it's a nice car. I just put back on the bumper, so I'm gonna have a video for this car next. We got the other two cars out. I gotta upload those videos, but yeah. And then here's the project I'm gonna be building up. But that's how to replace an ambient temperature sensor and where it's located again. If you take off the headlight and the bumper, it's going to be located in this area. You'll easily see it. I don't know exactly where it's mounted because there's zero diagrams online for it. And I tried getting in contact with Maserati and making an account with them, and I cannot get access to the wiring diagrams even after I paid for it. So it's on this area right here. You just have to take out these screws up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then number 6 is right here. And these two little clips, these screws, they're reverse. So right is to loosen them, left is to tighten them. On the bottom, there's 6 more, I'm pretty sure, and then 2 screws on the side down here. So underneath the car. After that, there's a star bit. I don't know if you can see from here, but there's a star bit right here that you need to take off, and then there's 4 screws on the headliner that you need to take off. And then of course you need to take the intake off right there too. Same thing on this side. But for me, I had to use a little bit more tools because they replaced all the bolts with non-original bolts. But now the ambient temperature sensor is not working. The headlight is just held in by one bolt there. It's held in by that one, and it's held in by another bolt up here, which they changed. That it's not the original one. But that's it. Okay. So basically, to summarize this entire car. Ambient temperature sensor, I already explained that in the other clips, but there was also engine coolant temperature, engine radiator sensor is what this car calls it. The ambient temperature sensor in the interior, which is here on the side, was also cut off. So all 3 of those sensors were causing the AC not to blow cold. Now the AC blows nice and cold. And also someone else was working on the car, and I'm guessing since they couldn't have access to the diagrams, they were trying to activate the AC themselves. So basically what they try to do here, as you can see in there, was a relay. This is what happens when you hire cheap cheap electricians, or you know, you hire a regular mechanic instead of sending it to an auto electric shop, because you know, you want to save the money, or you think that they know this is what's gonna happen. This could have basically caused a fire because he had the ground connected on these two. I think it was the green was connected to power, black was connected to ground. So these two were actually connected. These two were touching, making a short, and it kept heating up these two cables. Thankfully, we found that before anything happened. So I'm gonna leave that there. So thankfully, we found out before anything happened, and now the complaint is fixed. These are really, really beautiful cars. This thing has been in a crash, so that's why there's a lot of codes on. But in reality, at least the turbo ones, I've barely heard any problems with, but they're fairly cheap too. They don't really hold value, but they're really fun cars to have. But that'll be the end of this video. We're doing the Toyota video right now, so see you guys then.